Have you ever felt observed even when you are alone? Have you had the impression that your energy bothers you? How long is you silent? There is something about you that is not explained with logic, a force that attracts, but also scares. If you are Scorpion, or live with someone from this sign, no, we are not just talking about astrology. We are talking about a spiritual seal that few can carry without being broken. Edgar Cayce, the invisible prophet, had already announced, the Scorpion spirit did not come into the world to be understood. He came to be feared or revered. This energy does not ask for permission. She crosses masks, reveals truths, and bothers even those who claim to be illuminated. Scorpion is not a common sign. It is a portal of transformation, marked by an intensity that arouses obsession, envy, fear, even chosen by God. Because those who carry this mission also carry a fate that shines in the dark, and everything that shines without asking permission attracts dangerous looks. This envy is not just about enemies. It comes from friends who do not understand their strength. It comes from the spiritually weak, who feel their presence as a mirror that reveals what they try to hide. But why does this happen? What is behind this magnetism that fascinates and hurts? What did Edgar Cayce have seen about Scorpio that the world has not yet understood? Today, you will understand why this energy is a spiritual weapon, and why many do not support the light it gives when it is awakened. But before continuing, it takes a deep breath. What comes next can make you see yourself with eyes you have never dared to use. And if it touches something inside you, it's because you have been called. If, at some point in these words, you felt a shiver, an echo inside your chest, then there is no doubt this message found who needed to hear. Now I want to invite you to be part of something bigger. Comment down here, I carry this energy, or I was chosen. Because it is not just about watching this video. It is about sealing your spiritual identity, making visible what the spirit world already recognizes in you. When you comment, share, and leave your like, you not only strengthen this community of awake souls, you send a signal that you are ready to go deeper, to remember your true mission. It also shows the algorithm itself that this content needs to be delivered to more people who are lost, but, like you, have been called by something bigger. And if you feel that there is a force guiding you, if you seek to understand why your presence causes so much discomfort in some, so this channel can be your refuge, your mirror, your digital altar. So you subscribe now, not just to receive notifications, but to walk along on a spiritual journey that will reveal the most hidden secrets of signs, souls, and destiny. None of this is by chance. The universe does not deliver messages like this to those who still sleep. If you are here, it is because you are waking up. And the next revelation will prove you that your pain, your intensity, and even your loneliness, never in vain. Now let's go deeper, because what you will find out about Scorpio can change the way you see everything, including yourself. Have you ever wondered why, even in silence, do you seem to be misunderstood? Why does your presence sometimes generate discomfort in environments where everyone smiled before their arrival? As if there were something in you, a force, a magnetism, that disruption masks which disturbs those who insist on living on the surface. It is not easy to carry this energy. It is not light to walk around with a spiritual field that many feel, but few understand. And if you are Scorpion, or have this very strong frequency on your map, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because being a Scorpion is much more than having a sign in the sun. It is being carrying a vibration that crosses the visible veils and plays hidden layers of everything and everyone. Scorpio not only feels, it absorbs, overflows, transforms. It is like a spiritual radar always linked, capturing lies, hidden pains, unlisted tensions. And that, for those who live unconscious, is threatening. That's why you move away. So it bothers you, because your energy is too true for a world that revolves around appearances. And this truth, my brother, my sister, comes with a price. Early on, Scorpios learn to swallow the pain alone. They learn that they open too much scare. If they speak all they feel, they are seen as exaggerated. And if they trust, they will often be betrayed. But even so, they are still firm. Why? Because Scorpion does not break easy. It may fall, it can bleed, it can be destroyed inside, but when it comes back even stronger. It is the only sign of the zodiac that is reborn several times in the same life. And this power, though sacred, is also lonely. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, was already talking about it. Shovel. He, Scorpio, was not just a sign of emotional depth. He was a guardian of hidden truth, an ancient soul incarnate to operate transformation in others, even if it cost his own peace. He said that this spiritual energy should not be underestimated because it carries the frequency of symbolic death and divine regeneration. That is, who carries Scorpion prominently on the map did not come to the world to please. It came to clean, and cleaning often requires confrontation. That's why, where Scorpio arrives, nothing remains the same. Relationships become, lies fall, masks melt. The presence of a true Scorpion active in others, what they try to hide even from themselves. And that's exactly where envy is born, because the world fears what forces you to face. And Scorpio is mirror, a mirror that does not soften the reflection. Have you ever noticed how some people start to move away from you out of nowhere without explanation? Or worse, they become cold, dry, even after you have given them everything? Often this has nothing to do with what you did, but what you are. Your energy plays places that others avoid. It activates wounds that have not yet healed in others. And that, for an unpaid heart, sounds like a threat. Now think to me, how many times have you culpated for being too much, for feeling too much, for loving too much, seeing beyond what they show you? How many times have you tried to hide inside yourself, not to scare? Scorpio learns early that the world is not ready for its depth. But what Cayce teaches us is that this pain is not punishment. It is a call to remember that this intensity was designated not by chance, but by purpose. You have been trained by the spiritual plane to support the pain that breaks down others, not to suffer forever, but to become a guide, mirror, and phoenix. And you may not know that, but who is chosen to carry this mission, yes, receives protection, but not that superficial protection which shields you everything. Scorpio protection is different. It is an invisible spiritual shielding that acts when you are not seeing. That keeps you from getting lost even when you think you are sinking. That saves you without fuss, in the silence of faith. Have you noticed how many times you were saved from situations that looked endless? Have you ever felt something, or someone, pulling you back, even when everything seemed to crumble? These are signs, small spiritual confirmations that you have never been alone. Even when the world turned your back, there was something bigger guiding you, protecting you, preparing you. And no wonder you are here now, watching this video, listening to these words. Nothing happens by chance when it comes to Scorpio energy. You have been guided here, and deep down you know that. That is why I ask you, honor this truth, honor this energy, because behind the pain you feel, there is a sacred code that needs to be activated, and only those who pass through the fire of the Scorpio soul can understand this. Comment here if you have already felt this strength in you. Comment on if you already felt that it carries something different, something the world cannot name. Leave it here. I carry this energy, or my pain has purpose. And if any part of this video spoke to your soul, leave your like. It helps spread this message to those who also need to wake up. And if you haven't signed up yet, do it now. Now. If at some point in this video something in you vibrated, you felt a light shiver, a knot in your throat, or that silent feeling that someone finally put in words what you always knew, but never could explain. So listen carefully to what I will tell you now. There is a reason for you to be here. There is a reason for you to have felt all this. I want to invite you to download your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026. This material reveals what almost no one dare to say, that, behind the personality of your sign, there is an invisible energy pattern that has been guiding your decisions, sabotaging your relationships, and moving you away from something that is your right, the lightness of living with clarity and direction. You may not be able to explain what you feel, but you feel, as if a force majeure called you back to you, asking you to remember who it is, where it came from, and what you need to release. If this call echoed inside, don't ignore it. The link to download is in the first comment fixed. But beware, access will not be available for long. This can be your time. And if it's, you already know what to do. Scorpio was marked with the flame of regeneration. And regenerating is not just healing wounds. It is dying to yourself and going back to life at a deeper, more true and often lonely level. This flame doesn't warm, it burns. and those who live near a Scorpio feels this burning closely. It is not rare, even without saying a word. The Scorpion provokes discomfort in those who are not yet prepared to confront their own shadows. Because the Scorpion energy does not tolerate falsehood, it does not condone with appearance and never content with the shallow. So many envy you. So many move away without explanation. It is as if unconsciously people knew they would be being seen inside, naked, unarmed, without masks, and the human being is terrified of being true. Scorpio carries an ancestral spiritual power that cannot be domesticated. He was not made to fit, it was made to transform. And every transformation, however divine, goes through a painful, unpredictable, and often destructive process. Scorpion is the sign of symbolic death, the necessary end, the inevitable rebirth. It comes to end cycles, to pull veils, to show what needs to be closed, even if it donates. And here the paradox lives. At the same time as Scorpio is seen as dangerous, he is the one who suffers the most silent with the weight of his own sensitivity. The curse of this spiritual flame is that it cannot be erased. Even when the Scorpion tries to live a normal life, escape his depth and fit into the expectations of others, the energy returns, intensifies, snake, because this force that pulsates inside it did not come to be ignored, came to wake up, to heal, to clean. But before healing others, this energy drags him into himself, demanding that he will face each shadow, every trauma, every pain not resolved. And this process, as necessary as it is brutal. This is why many Scorpions seem introspective, mysterious, distant, because they are dealing with an internal battlefield that few would have strength to endure. Scorpio does not live on the surface, he dives. And in this dive, you find truths that others prefer to ignore, finds pains that others avoid feeling. It finds secrets of the soul that were hidden for lives, and all this transforms your gaze, your silence, your presence. There is nothing superficial on someone who carries the flame of regeneration. Nothing is light, but everything is deep. And it is this depth that makes it the target of envy, because those who live in shallow envy, those who have the courage to dive, those who live in envy, who has soul, who runs away from themselves, fears who knows each other. Scorpio pain is not just emotional, it is spiritual. He feels the world in layers that others do not access, realizes the hidden intentions in the words not spoken, captures the vibration of the environments. It is as if it has an antenna connected all the time, absorbing, filtering, decoding. And that runs out. It gets sick. This isolates. Because when you see too much, when you feel too much, when you carry too much, there are times when all you want is to disappear. But disappearing is not allowed for those who carry a mission. And Scorpio has a mission. Transmute everything that plays, including himself. This is why many Scorpions are confused with cold, distant, calculating people, when in fact they are extremely deep, intense, passionate souls, but they have learned by survival to keep what they feel. They have learned that they cannot trust anyone, that its intensity scares, that your delivery can be used against them. But even with all these blocks, the Scorpio heart pulsates with a force that does not go out. And when he loves with his entire soul. When you trust, deliver everything, and when it is wounded, it closes, but never forgets, because the spiritual memory of Scorpio is alive and carries each mark as part of its own renaissance. The spiritual envy that Scorpio attracts does not come by chance. She is born of the invisible light he carries, a light that does not shine as a spotlight but as a stab, constant, mysterious, powerful. This light is not displayed, it is felt. And because it is felt, it bothers you. Because it is true, it is rejected by those who live in the lie. And by carrying the energy of regeneration, Scorpio causes changes even unintentionally. Their simple presence forces others to move, to face their truths, to get out of comfort, and not everyone is ready for it. The truth is that Scorpio was born to disturb, but not for evil, but by mission. It is the healer who first bleeds. It is the seer who first gets lost. It is the chosen one who is first rejected. And yet, it remains, with the soul in pieces sometimes, but with the spirit firm, because something bigger drives you, because there is a call that screams inside the chest, even when everything seems meaningless. And if you feel this call, then you know, No matter how much you try to run away, this energy will keep knocking on your door, because it didn't come to be forgotten. It came to be accepted, activated, lived. And now I want to know about you. Have you ever felt your energy drives people away? Already he broke strange glances, attitudes changing suddenly, without clear reason? Have you ever felt like it carried something too powerful to explain? If so, comments here. My energy burns, or I carry this silent light. Right with the heart. This is not just a video here. It is a spiritual space for recognition. And if these words spoke to you, leave your like right now and subscribe. The next excerpt from this journey will show you how Scorpion energy, when denied, can become self-destructive, but also how it welcomed it opens healing and purpose giving no other. The prophecy is just beginning. Don't waste more time living with this burden. Guarantee now your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026, and find out how to apply these powerful teachings in your daily life. Attention! The stock is limited and is running out quickly. Click now and start your journey towards the trust you deserve. According to Edgar Cayce, one of the most enigmatic minds in spiritual history of humanity, the sign of Scorpio was not just designed to feel, was shaped to transform. But this transformation does not come without price. It is not granted as light and smooth blessing. It is not a gift that boasts. It is a sacred burden. Cayce described the Scorpions as ancient spirits, chosen to carry a hidden mission that reveals itself amid pain, silence, and above all, loss. He claimed that the Scorpion soul, even before it was born, had already been marked with a call, and that in embodying this soul would have to forget everything and then remembered gradually, through the deepest, intense, and lonely experiences that can be imagined. This kind of spiritual mission does not fit within human logic. It is as if you are guided by an invisible force that takes you from the easy paths, which pulls you out of comfort, which pushes you into dark tunnels, not to destroy you, but to refine you, to forge your spirit into alchemical fire, so that when you leave the other side, you not only carry light, but become light. Scorpion is not chosen to live a common life. It is called to cross deserts, face shadows, die, and be reborn as many times as they are necessary until you recognize who you really are. And Cayce warned, the more the Scorpio soul resists its call, the more life is to bow, because the universe does not give up who has mission. This is why you often feel that it belongs nowhere, that the world does not understand you, that your pains are invisible to others, but unbearably real within you, because your process is spiritual. It's not about external situations. It's about what they activate within you. Each loss, every betrayal, every forced isolation, they are not punishment. They are codes, called disguised, invitations to access wisdom that is not learned in books, nor is it in beautiful words. It is something that only authentic Scorpio carries, the ability to transmute pain into awakening, despair in purpose, death in life. Cayce via a bridge between worlds, a channel between the visible and the invisible, a soul capable of walking between the living and the dead, not literally, but symbolically. While other signs shine in the day, Scorpio shines in the night. While others are guided by logic, Scorpio follows intuition. He feels before seeing, realize before understanding, press what is coming, and this, when not well understood, can become a torment. Many Scorpions live years doubting themselves, suffocated by sensitivity that seems exaggerated, fighting an intensity that no one around can accompany. But this fight exists only because, on some level, you still try to deny what Cayce had already revealed, that you were made to be different. To be an awake Scorpion is to walk with exposed scars, and yet keep a look firm. It is living with something you don't even know what it is, but recognizes when you feel. It is experimenting with mourning even before loss. It is connecting with pain that is not yours, but you feel like you. Cayce said these souls came with sharp sensitivity because they would have the function of healing and guiding other souls at the right time. But first, they would have to cross their own abyss alone. And that's exactly where many get lost. Because Scorpio's darkness is not a prison. It is a laboratory. A place where you rebuild in silence, where you die for everything that is not, just then come back, true, awake. And so, Scorpio, If today you feel that life is tearing you everything, that people move away, that the path seem to be crumbling, don't see it as an end. See how to restart as part of the mission, because you are not being punished. You are being remembered what came here, remembered what Cayce saw in you even before you remember who it is. The Scorpion mission requires you to go down to the bottom of your own being, then find there, among the rubble of your pain, the flame that no one can erase, the flame that transforms everything that plays. It is no coincidence that you are here listening to this. It is no coincidence that these words are resonating as if they were written for you. This is the call, the vibration that Cayce described as the silent awakening of ancient souls, those who carry two truths to be ignored, and that therefore are proven, tested, shaped by the invisible until ready to fulfill what they swore before being born, which they would fulfill. Your life has never been common because you have never been common, and now maybe it's time to accept it, to honor this strength, to live this mission, even without understanding everything, even with fear, even injured. And if you have come here, listening to each word like one who meets with a forgotten part of yourself, then it's time to leave a signal. He comments down here, "I am a bridge between worlds," or "My mission was prophesied." Leave this comment as a spiritual seal, a statement for yourself, the universe, and for all who are also awakening. And if this video is lighting something inside you, it doesn't keep it just for you. Enjoy now and share with those who also carry this silent energy. And if you are not yet part of this community of awakened souls, you subscribe. The journey is just beginning, and the next part will dive even deeper into what makes the Scorpion soul a living portal of transformation, and why this energy needs to be protected at all costs. Don't leave here. The following is sacred. Don't waste more time living with this burden. Guarantee now your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026, and find out how to apply these powerful teachings in your daily life. Attention, the stock is limited and is running out quickly. Click now and start your journey towards the trust you deserve. Have you ever woke up from a dream with the feeling that it wasn't just a dream, but a message? Have you ever had that clear impression that someone was watching you, even when you were alone in the room? Or that shiver for no reason, that descends through the spine as if an invisible portal had opened beside him? You may have even tried to ignore these sensations, calling coincidence, imagination, or tiredness. But deep down, you always knew. These signs are real, and the more you try to erase this perception, the stronger it becomes. Those who carry the Scorpion energy do not see with their eyes, sees with the field. Scorpio sees what no one sees, feels what no one feels, and carries a kind of spiritual radar that goes beyond any logical explanation. He doesn't need them to say. He knows. He feels in his body, between the silences. When a Scorpio enters a place, he reads the environment in seconds, captures what is wrong, realizes tension, intuits where the lie is, and often this gift manifests itself from an early age. Children with Scorpio energy are usually afraid of the dark not because of the dark itself, but because they feel what the dark hides. The spirit world does not work with shouts. He works with whispers, signs with subtle vibrations. And Scorpions, or people with strong Scorpion's influence on the astral chart, are recipients of these whispers. They are the living antennas of the spiritual plane. No wonder many develop psychic gifts throughout life: mediumship, clairaudience, premonitions, prophetic dreams, intuitions that are confirmed over time. And the most fascinating, and sometimes scary, is that these gifts do not come with instruction, manual. You need to feel, make mistakes, trust, and gradually decipher what is being shown. But not everyone is prepared for this sensitivity, because living in a world where most are dormant and you are awake is painful. It's like walking through a minefield where only you see the mines. Try to warn, try to protect, try to alert, but no one hears. Worse, they sometimes call you crazy, dramatic, exaggerated. Only you know what you saw. You know what you felt. Scorpio is like a medium without official permission, a guardian without a spiritual diploma, an open channel even when he tries to close. This extreme sensitivity is not a manufacturing error. It is a code, a seal that marks you as chosen. But being chosen is not about glamour. It is about responsibility, because those who feel more suffers more, but it also sees further, and who sees further, guide. And this is where the great key to the Scorpio mission lives. The universe, by giving you this spiritual ability, is not just testing you. You are trusting you something sacred. It's telling you, though you will be the first to feel, you will be the first to realize, and often you will be the only one to know. Use this with wisdom. Have you noticed that your emotions are like giant waves? That when you are well, it is how to enlighten everything around you. But when you are bad, you feel that you sink into an abyss difficult to leave? This is also part of the process, because the more spiritually connected you are, the deeper your fall when you are not aligned with your truth. And that is why Scorpio needs to surround himself with clean environments, conscious people, deep relationships. It does not work in the superficial. He gets sick in the shallow. Scorpio energy needs density, truly spiritual connection, needs soul. And maybe you have spent a lifetime trying to fit in, trying to normalize what you feel, trying to silence the inner voice that shows you more than others want to see. Perhaps you have repressed to be accepted. Perhaps it was sabotaged to look lighter. But the truth is that the more you try to erase your sensitivity, the more she screams. Because it is not defective. She is part of her mission. You didn't come here to hide. It came to reveal. And this process begins with a simple gesture. Accepting that these signs you feel are not imagination, they are communication. So if you feel goosebumps for no reason, if you have dreams that make you moved for days, if you notice presence even without anyone around, know that you are being trained. Your spirit is being sharp. Your intuition is being refined. And all this has a greater purpose. Scorpion did not come to repeat patterns, came to break them, to heal old wounds, often inherited from past generations, to dissolve karmas that cross entire strains. And it all starts with this sensitivity you try to hide, but it is actually your greatest spiritual key. And if you feel that this message is for you, then comment below, "I see what no one sees," or "My intuition is my weapon." These phrases are not just words. These are spiritual statements, activation seals. Leave your comment as a way of honoring this sensitivity which, for so long, has been ignored or repressed. And if you haven't enjoyed this video yet, that's the moment. Helps this message to reach more people that, like you, are awakening, even without understanding everything yet. And if you haven't signed up yet, do it now. What we will reveal below about the Scorpion spiritual field will open portals that were closed within you. Get ready. We are about to cross the invisible line between feeling and knowledge. Don't waste more time living with this burden. Guarantee now your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026, and find out how to apply these powerful teachings in your daily life. Attention, the stock is limited and is running out quickly. Click now and start your journey towards the trust you deserve. When you disconnect from your essence, the first thing that disappears is not the brightness in the eyes. It is not the strength of your presence, not even the courage that has always guided you inside. What silently disappears is its spiritual light. And when this light goes out, something changes in the frequency of your soul. You start to become invisible to everything that previously protected you. Spiritual portals that were once open begin to close. Those forebodings that always saved you, who showed you when it stops, when to trust, when they run away, they shut up. And it is in this silence that darkness approaches. We are not talking about a cinematic darkness made of visible shadows and sudden scares. We are talking about a more subtle and dangerous darkness, the one that starts inside you, that whispers doubts in your ear, that makes you question your intuition, blame yourself for choices, lose the axis without realizing it. Scorpion is governed by such intense internal power that when this power is deactivated, there is not just a void, a black hole is left. Such an energy absence that it begins to suck everything around. And this is how the self-destructive process begins. Without the light that guided you, you are guided by pain. And pain, when not healed, becomes a direct map to the abyss. Many Scorpions, or people strongly influenced by this energy, live this process in cycles. In a moment, they are completely connected with their strength, their mission, their sensitivity, glowing even in darkness. In the other, they get lost in an emotional maze where everything seems too heavy, too lonely, too confused. This oscillation does not happen by chance. It is the Scorpion nature itself trying to remind you of what you are done. But there is a limit. When it is insisting too much on denying its own essence, when it runs away from depth, when truth is exchanged for acceptance, the spirit begins to charge. And it's not a lightweight charge. It is a call. You feel this when people start treating you strangely as if something was wrong, but you can't name what. When the body gets sick without explanation. When dreams become recurring nightmares. When life stops flowing and everything seems to get stuck. These are the first spiritual signs that you are disconnecting from your light. And the worst is that when this happens, that same energy that was once envied by others, that magnetic, mysterious, intense presence now begins to turn against you. Because Scorpio was not made to live on the surface. When you live, the spirit writhes, the soul collapses, and the universe reacts. This collapse can come in the form of existential crisis, sudden losses, painful breakups, forced isolation, and all this, as much as it seems like a punishment, is actually an urgent callback to its essence. Because when you ignore your own depth, you become vulnerable to the forces that live in the emptiness, forces that drain you, feed on your weakness, that distort your view of yourself. And what was light before becomes shadow. What was once a gift becomes a curse. What was before protection becomes exposure. You may have gone through this and have not even clearly realized. You may feel that you were losing something important within you, but I didn't know how to explain. The connection with your intuition disappeared. The ability to trust yourself disappeared. Decisions began to come loaded with guilt, fear, and insecurity. This happens when the spiritual essence of Scorpio is drowned out by external pressures, toxic relationships, environments that require you to pretend to be something that is not. And Scorpio can't stand to live pretending. He can try for a while. It may seem like it is getting, but there comes a time when the spirit screams, and this scream manifests itself as a break. It is common for Scorpios to awaken spiritually after an emotional collapse, because the bottom of the well for Scorpion is not the end, it is the portal. But not everyone survives the process. Not everyone has the strength to cross. And that is why this spiritual alert needs to be heard. When you feel that you are moving away from who you are, do not postpone. Do not ignore. Do not rationalize. Come back. Reconnect. Do whatever it takes to remember who you are. Reread your diaries. Listen to that song that made you feel. Meditate. Move away from those who turn off their light. Reunites your sacred. And above all, forgive yourself. Because part of the Scorpio process is precisely to get lost and then meet again. The Scorpio soul is not straight. She is spiral. She goes down and climbs, dies and reborn. It breaks and redoes. But it continues the cycle only when you accept your nature. And this acceptance begins with the courage to look inside, to name your pains, to recognize your shadows, and to decide, consciously, that you will no longer live disconnected from yourself. If this is making sense to you, if at some point you felt that this video was written to your soul, leave here in the comments one of these phrases. I go back to my light. Or, my essence calls me back. Write's true. Write with the heart. This is more than comment. It is an energy seal. And if you haven't left your like yet, that's the moment. This small gesture helps this message to come to those who need it most. And if you feel that you are part of this spiritual journey, you subscribe now. What comes next will reveal you what happens when Scorpio activates its inner strength again, and how this reconnection can change not only your life, but everything around you. We are about to dive into the point of turn. Scorpion was chosen to carry the burden of the truth, and those who carry the truth do not walk in straight lines, do not live on surface, nor find easy welcome. To carry the truth is to live in constant conflict with a world that prefers the comfort of illusion. It is waking up every day with the awareness that your role is not to please but to reveal. It is not fitting, but transforming. And transformation, as you well know, is not a beautiful process. It is visceral, it's lonely, it's deep, and often seems unfair. Have you ever felt exhausted not knowing how to explain exactly why? As if holding the weight of something that is not just yours? As if fighting for something that even others can see? This is how the Scorpion soul wakes up, because it is not here just to survive. It was sent to interfere with karmic lines, to cure pain that did not start, to transmute stories that repeat generations ago. This is not spiritual romanticism. It is the silent reality of those who came with the seal of impressed transformation in the soul. True Scorpio is the injured curator. It is the one who learns through pain, who awakens when he loses, who blooms after the destroyed dog. He knows both sides of the human soul, the light and the shadow. So you can guide, so you can play, so you can cure, not because you know everything, but because you have already crossed everything. It has fallen, already betrayed and was betrayed, as it broke promises and has already forgiven the unforgivable. And yet, it came back. He returned with his most alive eyes, thicker skin, with the strongest spirit. It came back with true compassion, because only those who have been in the dark know the value of light. Scorpion need not speak to be felt. Your presence is alive. Its energy enters the environments and modifies the field. Have you noticed how people reveal things to you without realizing it? How do you tell you secrets without you asking anything? It is because you carry a frequency that accesses the invisible, and who feels it even without understanding opens. Because your soul does not talk to words. She talks to energy. And that's why you always attract intense stories, difficult loves, friendships ranging from heaven to hell. You attract broken people because your light is the only one that can illuminate what they can't look alone. And the most impressive is that you do this without fuss. You operate in the dark with faith. While many seek spotlight, you act in the lines of life. While others need recognition, you strengthen yourself in silence. You don't have to prove anything, because your essence already speaks. You don't have to convince anyone, because your energy already reveals. And even when they doubt you, even when they underestimate you, even when they abandon you, you continue. Because your soul has already understood that it is not here by applause, it is by mission. Silent mission, often invisible, but deeply sacred. This is the true strength of the Scorpions. A force that is not on the screen but in the resistance. It is not in the pose but in delivery. It is not in control but in faith. Because yes, despite everything, you still believe. It still believes in good, in invisible, justice, the strength of a greater purpose. Still believes that there is something guiding you even when you don't see the way. This faith, even fragmented, even wounded, is what keeps your soul standing up. And it is also what differentiates you from all other signs. While many give up, you continue. You die and come back. Not equal, better. Have you noticed that even when it seems it all over, something inside you insists? Even when the world says, there's no way, a part of you answers, calm down, you still have. This is not optimism. It is spiritual wisdom. It is soul memory. You've been there before. You have lost everything before. You have been reborn before. And so you know, no matter what you take you, until you leave yourself, nothing can stop you. This is why you are seen as intense, as mysterious, as too much. Because your strength is not what you show. It's what you hold silent. And this is where glorification happens. Not as empty worship, but as spiritual recognition. The universe honor who honors his mission. And even if the world doesn't see, even if others don't know, invisible forces know what you carry. They know how much you have already held. You know what you have already healed in silence, and will guide you, will reward you. Not the way you expect it, but the way you need it. Because when you choose to live the truth of your soul, you align with a greater flow, a flow that protects you, that sustains you, that honors you. If you got here, it's because this message is yours. It is because your soul recognized each word like a mirror. And now I want to invite you to seal this moment. He comments down here, my soul has not forgotten who it is, or I reborn every time I fall. It leaves this recorded as a spiritual statement. As a statement that yes, you are different. Yes, you feel more. Yes, you carry the burden of the truth. And if this video has touched you in any way, leave your like now. This helps this message reach other Scorpion souls that are lost in the middle of the process. And if it's not part of this journey, you subscribe. Because what comes next is the moment when the phoenix lifts from the ashes with something new in the eyes. And maybe that's exactly what is about to happen to you. Stay with me. The crossing is not over yet. Don't waste more time living with this burden. Guarantee now your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026, and find out how to apply these powerful teachings in your daily life. Attention, the stock is limited and is running out quickly. Click now and start your journey towards the trust you deserve. If you felt every word in your body so far, if something vibrated there in a way that you can't explain with logic but recognize with the soul, so you already know, this is not just a video, it is a call, a reunion, an old memory being activated within you. Nothing you heard here came by chance. The words, were written in a plane that exists far beyond time, waiting for the right time to be read by you. And this moment is now. This energy you carry, intense, deep, restless, not a mistake. It is not weight. It is not a curse. She is her spiritual signature. It is the seal that differentiates those who only live from those who wake up. Scorpion did not come into the world to be understood. It came to be remembered. Remembered as the sign that walks between worlds, like the one who guides without words, that transforms with the presence, that touches the invisible as those who breathe, and above all, like the one who carries the sacred inside his chest, even when everything seems to fall apart. You have already crossed deserts that no one has seen. It has already rebuilt silently when everyone thought you were gone. He already held tears with his soul tearing just so as not to scare those who are not ready to deal with his truth. And yet, it followed, because your strength does not scream, it vibrates, and vibrates so strong that it often bothers those who still sleep. But this vibration also heals, active, awakens, frees, and that's why you are here, to remember yourself and others that this energy is not a burden, it is a mission. You are not weak, you are not difficult, you are not too much. You are the spark that walks with the invisible, the soul that bleeds and heals at the same time, the mirror that shows the truth without saying anything. You are one of the chosen ones. And this video is not any content. He is a mirror, he is an altar. And here, now, together, we create something bigger than us. A vibrational field that connects each Scorpion awake or awakening in the same energy point. So now, take a deep breath, put your hand on your chest, closes your eyes for a few seconds if you can. Feel this energy vibrating inside, recognizes this strength you tried to deny for so long. Now, without fear, without shame, no doubt, he comments down, "Here, I carry this energy, or I accept my essence." And no, this is not just a comment. It is a spiritual seal, a key that turns into the invisible, a silent commitment to your awakening, a signature of your truth. And if you know another Scorpio who is going through a difficult time, which is disconnected from himself, who has forgotten who he is, sends this video. Share like the one who delivers a map to someone lost in the middle of the storm, because sometimes all the soul needs to return to the axis is to be remembered. One word, a vibration, a truth that resonates. And this video can be exactly that. Leave your like right now, not only to strengthen this content, but to strengthen this spiritual current that we are creating here. Your like is more than one click. It's a vibrational confirmation. It shows that you are present, conscious, and ready for the next stage of this journey. And if you haven't signed up yet, this is the time. Here, with each video, we go down one more step inside the soul. We light another light on the parts that the world preferred to turn off. In the next video, we will reveal something that Capricorn tries to hide even from himself, a truth that few are ready to hear, but that you, with this sharp sensitivity, will recognize as soon as you hear. Because the chosen ones know, they do not need evidence. They feel, they see in the invisible. And if you got here, it's because you are one of them. Phoenix has woken up. Now it's time to fly. Don't waste more time living with this burden. Guarantee now your digital book, The 7 Hidden Spiritual Wounds of Your Zodiac Sign and How to Heal Them Before 2026, and find out how to apply these powerful teachings in your daily life. Attention, the stock is limited and is running out quickly. Click now and start your journey towards the trust you deserve. If you got here, until the last second of this video, it is because this message spoke straight to your soul. And if you touched you, that way then you are part of the chosen ones, those who feel deeper, who see beyond, who know they are not here by chance. So now I want to make a direct invitation. Subscribe to the channel right now. It is part of this spiritual journey with us, because here with each video we activate more part of what you came to be. And comments down here. I went to the end because this message was for me. This phrase is not just a comment. It is a vibrational statement. It is a seal of your commitment to your own awakening. If this content made sense to you, leave your like right now. He shows that you honor what you are feeling and still help this message reach other Scorpions or souls awakened. They are looking for such a truth. And before you leave, don't forget to click on the next video that is appearing on the left side of your screen. It is the continuation of this journey, and it may be the missing key to something inside you, a line for good. Go there. I wait for you on the next portal.